Hello everybody and welcome to Late Night Unite Kirk doobsnax today, and today I have along with me Nouns eSports very own Ghatlue. Ghatlue, how you doing today? Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, doobsnax. I'm doing good.
Good,
What
good.
about you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're doing this. It's Late Night Unite, but we're kind of doing it in the middle of the day for me, kind of the late afternoon for you. But we make adjustments for the guests when they're this important, and you are definitely an important guest. Ghatlue,
Like,
real quick, how you feel? You're going to Worlds. How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling great, like going to Worlds. Honestly, like I would never expect to go to Worlds in the beginning of like when Pokemon Unite started.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized when I started Pokemon Unite that it wasn't as hard as League or other MOBA games, and then I just found myself with my team.
I mean, you are certainly on the short list of teams to beat and at the top of the list for most people when it comes to the best team in the world going into this event. Is that something that's kind of got to your head a little bit? Or are you guys keeping your nose to the grindstone? You're not resting on your laurels. You're keeping and pushing the envelope for further and further.
Like for us, it's we want to like straight up be the best in Pokemon Unite and in the entire world. Like in the World Stadium, we want to show what we can do and why we are the best team. Like we are really confident and yeah.
So, how often are you and the team practicing to get
We are
ready?
practicing 5 days a week, 3 to 4 hours.
Shoo! That's the type of commitment you need to throw in if you want to be the best in the world, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Let me rewind the clock a little bit and start maybe from your beginning of your esports career. But first, I have to ask you, Ghatlue, where does that gamer tag come from? How did you come up with that?
Um, Like my name has a long story actually because I used to play a game called Sword, and I needed
Okay.
to create a like this was the first time I needed to create a character, and I needed to come up with a name because I just didn't know a name. And there's a Pokemon called Vishu, and it's like in German it's called Linshu, and my brother just said Ghatlue, and then I had the name.
Well, it's a good one. It's a good one. It sticks out. It's uncommon. It's clean. It's easy to say. And as a caster, I definitely appreciate you selecting that for yourself and you being one of the most popular players going. You said that was that kind of came about the first time you had to create a username. Is Pokemon Unite the first game you've gotten into at this competitive level? Or you mentioned League, you mentioned Dota a little bit. Are those games you played competitively, maybe to the pro-am type level?
Like I actually played League for 9 years, but I never played competitively. I was a solo queue player. I played Wukong one trick, and that's about it. Like I reached Master in League, and that's all. But I used to play Dead by Daylight. It's
Okay.
a survivor. It's a survivor game where four survivors fight, like try to survive against one killer. Like you need to do four generators to escape from the killer, and it's like competitive. Like we had a 5-man team,
Hmm.
and we competed against other teams. But I never really played this game as much competitive because I played it on 20 FPS. Like I won tournaments, but after the game wanted more and more, I quit the game because it just took me too much time, and it was like an A time because EU wasn't that popular at that time.
I gotcha. Is there even that large of a scene for Death by Daylight at all, or were you kind of seeing the writing on the wall that like, hey, maybe this isn't getting to the level that I'd like it to get to?
For me, it was like I was a good player, but I played with a handicap because at that time I had not the best PC, so I played with
Hmm.
20 FPS,
Yep.
and the competitive level was more on the NA side because every tournament was at 1 a.m. I was still really young when I played this game, and I had school and I needed to schedule everything to just play in this team that I was currently in, but it was too much for me. And then I quit it, and then I started playing League again, and now I'm in Pokemon Unite.
And now you're in Pokemon Unite. So let's talk about Pokemon Unite a little bit. How did you get into this game, and as well how did you transition and say, okay, we're getting pretty good here. Worlds has been announced. Let's make a push. How did that kind of arc happen?
Like when Pokemon Unite released, it was like all over the place. Famous YouTubers, Twitch streamers were talking about Pokemon Unite, and I was like, it's a MOBA game and it's Pokemon, and I like both of this because like I played League, but the games were like 40 minutes long
Right.
and stuff, and every game was only 10 minutes. Like when I started playing Pokemon Unite, I played it throughout the entire week. Like I've only played Upstar and solo queue, like 200 games and reached Master, and I was like, wait, it's pretty easy to reach Master. And then I was like, maybe I can get into a team. I met a couple. We played together and we played a 5-stick. Our first tournament was actually against CTV. Like they completely destroyed us, and like then disbanded afterwards. But then I found out that there's a player called Akroma and TB,
Mm-hmm.
and then like me, TB, and Akroma just played together competitively. Like we played tournaments with subs every time. Like we lost almost every tournament, but somehow we managed to build a team. Like we found Adesso and Geese,
Mm-hmm.
and there was also Girepsent. He was from the Philippines. He played with one bar. Like he was from the Philippines. He played from like with one bar with us, and it was just amazing because he was such a good Eldegoss. But then we started playing more and more serious when they said Pokemon Unite is going to Worlds. Like we didn't expect it. It just came out of the sudden, and then we started saying that we need to do something in our team. We need to change because we are losing every tournament. We are not winning. And then we started saying because we cannot play with Giraffe because he's from the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
region locked. We were looking for a support, but we were also looking for an attacker or a top laner. And Adesso and Geese was like a duo. Like they both joined us at the same time.
Okay.
And then we started playing with TB as a top laner, and we tried to play the tournament. We tried to figure out how we can win. We played score comp, we played everything else, but it was just not working. And then we had one tournament. It was the how's it called? It was the um, Shiny League. It was the big Shiny League.
Yeah.
We played the tournament throughout the entire month to qualify for the Shiny League, and then we won against Ascendance in the Shiny League, which was really huge for us because we didn't expect to win against a team like that because we are like not a known team. And afterwards, we decided to do some like things from our team. We need like a TB was playing support at that time, even though he was our top laner, and we had some conflicts, and we needed the top laner, and then we decided to get Redmore in because he was subbing for Unleashed actually, Apes
Okay.
Unleashed at that time, and we were like Redmore is a good player, and we want him in our team, and then we just got him in our team, and then we won almost every finals.
Yeah, certainly the success rate was there when you started jumping into those monthly finals. A bit of a shakeups through the beginning to kind of get to the team you are now, but it seems like you all communicate very, very well. Who's kind of the quarterback in the games? I know you're a character, you're a player that we talk about a lot on the broadcast because of the selections you make and the impacts you have on the game. But is it you kind of running the show on the mic, or is it somebody else?
I'm the main shot caller of the team.
Okay.
We started having to figure out who is the shot caller because we had chaos and we needed organized chaos um, to organize ourselves because we realized that this game is not all about taking good places. It's about macro. It's about team synergy and secure synergy. Like if you get an objective, you get an advantage, and we realized it really fast. So we started to figure out who is the shot caller. I'm like right now I'm the shot caller of the team, but I'm doing the important calls. Geese, can you portal me top lane? Can you portal bot lane? Can you use ultimate now? Secure now? Like I'm doing every stuff like that. But we also have micro calls on the lanes. Can you secure? I have berries. Do you have portal? I have safeguard up. Like we need micro calls and short caller. I think it's really important to have a short caller in your team to trust them because we learn to trust each other. And when I do a short call, they just go for it. Like we die together and we win together, and that's why we are so strong. In my opinion, like I'm just short calling as much as I can. As like I'm trying to predict the enemies and I'm trying to figure out what the next move is. But if I do a mistake, my team is backing me up. Like I'm the short caller, but they do micro short calls to support each other. Yeah.
So those micro shot calls that you're referring to, is that more, let's say like Bruv in the bottom path at, early game, is there the Blissey, or is that kind of everyone pinging back and forth with quick bits of information to keep things rolling forward?
Everyone gives like bits of information to keep things moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that I want to ask is Nouns eSports seems to always be one step ahead. Always seems to be one step ahead. And I don't want you to, give us all the entire secret recipe here, but how do you all find yourselves to always be pushing the pace, establishing new strategies, and by the time people finally start using the strategy that you're using, you're already moving on to the next one and you already know how to counter the one that you created?
For us, is we are doing some scouting. Like we are trying to figure out what the enemies play, what is their weakness, why can they win, why are they losing. For example, against Unleashed, back in the day, they hated score comp. So how do we beat them? We just play score comp and just synergize together. Like we just play score comp and play it perfectly. And in the March finals, we didn't fit the comp, to be honest. Like I was playing Talon Flame, but like we knew that Drawdon is strong, but we haven't played them as much as the other teams, and that's why at the end we came at second. But usually we scout enemies, we try to look what they do, and from all the experience that we have right now is we know that certain Pokemons cannot work against other Pokemons. We know that if we have a comp, we need to switch sometimes the Pokemon in our comp, but still have the fundamental of the comp.
Okay.
The fundamental of the comp is, for example, securing objectives. So if Sylveon is not good against Zeraora, for example, we play Greedent or we play something else. Like we adapt our own comp. We are not sticking to one comp, which is really important. You need to have, like they always say that we have a lot of players can play different things. Like people don't even know what I'm playing. Am I attacker? Am I speedster? Am I a defender? I'm going everywhere, and this is what our team makes unique. Like Geese can play jungle. He can also play support, but they don't know what we are playing, so we just are a surprise factor for every team out there.
Well, it's shown in spades how important that is and how well you've been able to use that to become successful. I want to talk a little bit about the regional finals, where you just kind of went insane on Trevenant, and it was a lot of fun to watch, racking up tons and tons of damage. I think we had was it the AOS cookie and the attack weight you were going around, double stacking? Can't double stack a triple stack here. How much fun did you have playing that character? Because watching you play that character was a lot of fun from home, and I'd like to think that maybe you're having a good time too.
Honestly, like I was having a lot of fun. Like we were playing Trevenant because we thought it's really good against the current meta. Like before the tournament, we had another tournament, and everyone, like legit everyone, played Unleashed comp. Selena, Lucario bot lane. We were trying to figure out what can we do against it. Put Lucario on bot lane or put Trevenant on top lane. And Adesso is the big win in our team. He's doing the maths, and he told me play Ice Cookie, play Focus Band, and play Attack Rate. These are the best items for Trevenant. And I was like, I can't stick bot lane, so I go top lane. And I was like, I'm having a lot of fun against people trying to kill me on top lane because they can't kill me. Like Dragonite is coming from our side, and he's doing a lot of damage, but they are trying to kill me, but they cannot kill me because I have passive, I have focus band, and overall I heal myself. And at the same time I'm just stacking myself. So every stack is 200 HP, and that's why I had so much fun playing it. Just getting like 6 stacks for free, pushing everyone around, and just having a lot of fun.
I mean, it looked great. It looked so strong, and yet again, just one step ahead, and nobody was able to really adjust on the fly and be able to slow down what you were doing. And of course, you all, win the region. You're going to be not only representing EU in this Worlds tournament, but you're defending, the EU home turf in London. You are the home team. Is there a little bit of added pressure for that, being able to kind of use that home field advantage, we'll say?
For me, it doesn't really add pressure because I played so many tournaments that for me, it's like I'm saying it's a rush tournament. It's a weekly rush tournament that we just need to win. Like we're just playing the rush tournament and win the game. Like I don't really mind losing, but we don't want to lose. Like
Right.
we want to, like we always lost in the regional, like in the finals. We went to the loser brackets twice, and then we said no more loser bracket. We just win and straight up win.
We don't want to mess with that losers bracket nonsense. Let's just win them all. Have you considered is playing LAN gonna affect it all? Because this is the first, we'll say, Pokemon Unite Championship Series official LAN event, and the first big one, obviously, that a lot of these teams will play in. Does that change the approach a little bit?
That's a good question. I think that the LAN will affect me a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna be a bit more nervous, or I'm gonna I'm gonna meet a lot of people, and people will watch us, and it's a bit different. Like it's a different area. But I felt like when I did the bootcamp with my team, it just like my team was there, I was there. I'm trusting my team. I'm just focused on the game. Like I'm not thinking about anything else. I don't think about numbers. I don't think about anything else. I'm just focusing on my team. I want to do a good job as a short caller, and I don't want to disappoint my team. And I'm gonna give all for my team.
I did think it was awesome that you all came together to play in the regional finals. If I'm not mistaken, everybody was there, hanging out with each other, playing the tournament together. You're able to celebrate together. I just think that's a very cool thing. Tell me, what was it like being with all of your teammates after that big win? After the lights were off, the game was turned off, and it was just you all on your own time, and you got to celebrate a little bit introspectively.
Like we celebrated in the jacuzzi together. Yeah, we had like it was amazing because everyone was screaming at us, like crying, and also it just full emotions. But to be fair, like we needed to catch the flight 4 hours after the tournament, so we were a bit tired, but we were really happy, and we were watching the other finals, the NA region, and it was really exciting to see also like the other regions, and then we were a bit sad that GG lost, to be fair, but it was an amazing experience together, being together and supporting each other.
Yeah, just to touch on, GG just for a moment. I mean, as the kind of the pioneers of the online scene almost, really being the first ones to cut their teeth on being competitive and kind of being the Twitch streamers that were anchoring it down. What does a team like GG mean to someone like you, who is a great content creator? You do Twitch stream now, streaming as we speak, of course, to kind of pave the way for you. And, what does that mean for you moving forward?
There's gonna be, I think, less competition because I feel like GG was one of the strongest team in the entire world, not only NA. They just didn't adapt well enough. I'm not sure what happened, but I feel like the Zapdos fights were a bit weird. It's just like NA, like GG being out means that it's gonna be it showed that other teams beat GG. They're not the best team in the world because other teams beat them. And for us, it's like we want to win for them, if you know what I mean. Like we want to win for them and show them that as other people speak, we are the best team in the world, or like we want to show it to the world.
I mean, on your path to crown, to try to become the best in the world, you want to face the best in the world. You know what I mean? So that there's no question, there's no asterisk, there's nothing, GG wasn't in this event or XYZ wasn't in the event. you want to make sure that you're taking every step necessary to make sure there's no doubts when you claim the world title here. You said you've been scouting teams. I'm rewinding a little bit. You said you've been scouting teams specifically in EU leading up to the regional finals. How does that change now as you're trying to study a bunch of different regions with a bunch of different ideas on how the game is supposed to be played? And how are you feeling about your team in kind of that initial research, we'll say?
I think that every team is gonna bootcamp to compete against other teams without ping issues, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a lot of paperwork, gonna be a lot of it's gonna be more work than just scouting the EU region, because the EU region played weekly tournaments together. We knew everyone. We are a friend. We are close friends, and these other regions, we don't know them really well. It's gonna be a bit harder to understand what they play, because everything can change in the current scene right now, because there's gonna be a lot of updates obviously, and everything is gonna change, and we need to adapt really fast. And that's why we as a team also do a bootcamp 2 weeks before the Worlds to just see what everyone is playing, what can we play, and what is gonna be the best pick for us.
Are you going to be boot camping in EU, or are you going to try and meet up somewhere else in the globe to try and learn some more about those teams? What's the thought process there?
Actually, if everything goes alright, we will boot camp in London.
Okay.
Next to the stadium.
Okay.
So because when we boot camped in London and we played against other regions, we had no ping issues. We had some issues with the ping, but it wasn't as bad as being in Germany, for example, or in other regions.
Okay.
We will it's gonna be a long process, but I think 2 weeks is enough to scout every team, because we also have the master brain Blaine in our team, which knows the Japanese region or other regions.
Well, it helps to have an outside region specialist joining the crew as well, to be able to run through that information with you. Let's go a little bit more into Ghatlue though. You've been streaming, you've really thrown yourself fully into Pokemon Unite. Obviously, you still represent yourself on a bunch of platforms with Greedent. Is Greedent still your favorite Pokemon to play in Pokemon Unite?
It's one of my favorites actually. It used to be my favorite, but now it's one of my favorites because I love to play different Pokemons now. Back in the day, I used to only play Greninja and Greedent, and now I'm really proud of my progress, how I progressed throughout the entire year of the game. Because now I'm really confident about playing other picks. I know what I'm good at and I know what I'm better at. But yeah, that's it for me.
So the Trevenant is certainly on the list. I think you even mentioned that you've been ticking around with the Talonflame as well. Is there any other Pokemon that you would say are either on your list of ones that you're good at or just ones that you enjoy playing?
Enjoy playing Pikachu a lot, actually. I am not playing him a lot, but I enjoy ball-taking and electro-balling people.
just getting in the action with a Thunder Mouse. I get that. Okay. I had another question. It's slipping through my brain like sand through my fingers. So this is an awkward moment, and give me a second. I had a good question, and it's completely escaping me. Yes. If you could add any Pokemon to Pokemon Unite, what would it be and what role would it have?
I would like to have actually talked about it, and Nouns eSports, the people we had an interview and they asked us the same question.
Oh, really?
It's kind of funny. Yeah, I want I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, Zoroark as a speedster.
Yeah.
I want to have him as a speedster so badly. I want to have another speedster. I enjoy playing speedsters overall, and I really want to have another speedster. It's only for speedsters, and there's no law for speedsters.
No, there is not. But that's a good choice for one, and definitely a popular Pokemon amongst the Pokemon fans. So I'd say yours probably has a more reasonable chance than, let's say, mine, which is Pelipper. So, to each their own, Zoroark as a speedster, get in there. Let's see it. Ghatlue, what's moving forward? Have you even given any thought of what you're going to do with Pokemon Unite after the World Championships is over? No matter how that shakes out, Are you going to keep streaming Pokemon Unite? Do you want to keep doing content creation, but maybe switch gears a little bit and take a break once Worlds is over? What's the future hold for Ghatlue?
I think I was thinking about it, and for me, is like my wish is to keep playing with my team, keep playing tournaments, going for next year as well, and keep streaming, and just getting a contract with the organization we have right now, like 1 year contract, going full on Pokemon Unite, and just being a professional player that also coaches people and um, gives content to others.
You mentioned kind of maybe a 1 year contract. What do you think the possibilities are for Pokemon Unite in the esports world? I mean, it's very new now, of course. It's kind of a lot of unknown waters ahead. But what do you think the potential ceiling is for Pokemon Unite?
I think that Pokemon Unite right now has a lot of potential competitively. Um, the player base has shrinking a bit because of everyone, like regionals is over. But I think afterwards it's gonna be popping off more than usual because all the content creators will play the game like they know it, like words is gonna happen, so they will talk about it, and it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a bright future because my hope is that they will add the draft system into the game.
Mm-hmm.
They will fix the ladder and in general, because right now it's a bit hard to play ladder. For example, you can't play 5 stick in EU or other regions because you always play against the same people. But I think once draft is in there, it's gonna just be really like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
More, it's gonna be different than right now. Blind pick, everyone plays the same, or it's just a bit boring. And I would like to have another form of playing the game because we played draft tournaments last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We played a rush tournament where we had one ban each team, and this particular ban just changed so much from the meta. Like banning Hoopa, what is the team doing? What are they
Yeah.
playing? What are the thoughts? Like, no one is playing blind picks the same as the others.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I would love to see a pick ban phase in the game, and I really think that would be an easy way to jumpstart, the competitive resurgence, in season 2. We'll call it season 2 after Worlds, whatever. Because like you said, I think people will see it at Worlds. People get excited about it again, see what's going on. You interject maybe just a new map or something like that too, and then all of a sudden you've got just a couple things that kind of inject a lot of excitement back into it and get people geared up to kind of do the whole competitive scene and the whole competitive cycle over again. In terms of esports, Nouns eSports has picked you all up. You guys kind of had to, scratch and claw your way into that opportunity, after very good result after very good result. Why do you think Pokemon Unite is a bit slow on the uptake when it comes to, signing you as a great team?
We had a lot of talk with organizations, and a lot of organizations didn't know what the future is gonna look like for Pokemon Unite because of like it's a new game and they don't know what's gonna be the future because there aren't as many views as other competitive games, for example. I think what holds them back is that it's still a new game, and they need to see something like there's gonna be money on the line. You win, and like beforehand, you only played like small tournaments, which didn't really show what the team is capable of if money is on the line. Because if you wanna sign in a team for Pokemon Unite and they lose the regionals, for example, what are you going to do with the team after? I think this is one of the reasons because there are only 2 spots for every region or only 1 slot, and that's a big factor why I think organizations are holding back because only 2 teams means only 2 teams going to Worlds, and then
So do you expect maybe after Worlds, even the top 16 teams in the world, obviously from the respective regions, and maybe some of the ones that are outside going in, do you think, hey, there's going to be a season 2, we'll have a full year with this team, then that the signings will start?
Yeah, I think so. Because like they see potential in other players. They see that Pokemon Unite had a huge event coming up, and it's just gonna. I think it's gonna click for other organizations.
I mean, I am
I
hoping
hope.
for the best too, because I do think this game has a lot of potential. I think the fact that it's Pokemon and that's such a strong intellectual property, that's going to help carry it too. And at least
Yeah,
they're throwing a bunch of money into it, which that's a heck of a way to jumpstart some interest too, is knowing you're playing for a ton of money, right?
yeah.
Ghatlue, I don't want to burn up too much more of your daylight or time, but please, I want to open up the floor. I know you're streaming right now, but for the YouTube video of this, the floor is yours. Please shout out whomever you'd like. Take the time to throw some shine on your Twitch channel, where they can find you on Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitch at TV at Ghatlue, and you can find me on Twitter at Ghatlue as well. I would like to shout out my team, Brav, Adesso, Gies, Redmar. I love these people. They are amazing, and I'm really happy that I met them, and I'm really grateful that these are my teammates, and I couldn't wish for a better team than them. Also, I want to thank Blaine for subbing in for our team as a sub for Worlds, because Blaine is an amazing person as well, and he has a lot of personality to show.
No, that's just the team has been a blast to watch. Blaine as well, from when we were casting them off from a different team, and of course you as a player yourself, Ghatlue, has been absolutely amazing to watch as well. And I can't wait to see how you perform at Worlds and how Nouns eSports really stamps and cements themselves as one of the best teams in the world as well. Ghatlue, before I let you go, I've got to go through all my stuff real quick. Of course, you can find us on Twitter at Unite Mics. You can find me on Twitter at doobsnax, DOOBSNAX. You can find my casting partner Zoinks at ZoinksCasts on Twitter. We're gonna have a link. We have a little sponsorship now. FreestyleUSA.com. They make wrist straps. I'm actually wearing one right now. They're $15. A lot of fun. It's actually a product I bought, and then they reached out to us to support. So you can use code SNAX, SNAX there, to get 10% off and help our channel keep growing a little bit. But of course, I'm done shilling. This has been Late Night Unite. On behalf of Ghatlue, I'm doobsnax. Peace, love, and hugs. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Catch 'em all.